Does your iPad look a bit different today? The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. If you listen to Apple Podcasts on an iPad, it all looks a bit different today. iPad OS 16.1 has been released alongside iOS 16.1, and on the iPad, you've got a completely redesigned Apple Podcasts with a new sidebar. Disappointingly, it's still not using the new user agent functionality. Apple, which has made $167 billion in profit for the last 12 months, is also raising prices for Apple TV Plus, Music and Apple One. Audry, a community of podcasters, is to close on November the 15th due to what the company calls various factors. Acast has launched a first-party data targeting solution which it claims is an industry first. It's available in the US and Australia. A popular UK podcast, Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe's Parenting Hell, is to move to Spotify as an exclusive. The comments to the Twitter announcement are overwhelmingly negative towards the change. Keep It Light Media, Parenting Hell's parent network, with additional titles like Alan Carr's Life's a Beach and Wolf and Owl, is moving to Megaphone and joining the Spotify Audience Network. Those shows, though, remain available everywhere. They were with Global's DAX. The Sports Podcast Awards 2023 are now open for entry. There are 23 categories and close in mid-November. 13 podcasts will receive funding from Spotify's Africa Podcast Fund. It'll be administered by Africa Podfest. Podcast Saver is a website that lets you easily download your favourite podcasts. Although, as a Hacker News post makes clear, it's also a search engine testing tool. And a study by New Voodoo claims that 38% of podcast listeners have bought something they heard advertised in a podcast. In People News, Vicky Etchells is now head of news and factual podcasts at Global, moving from head of news gathering at the company. Chris Lander is now head of comedy and entertainment podcasts at Global, following a career working for comedy talent companies. Their appointments were announced by Megan Westell. And in podcast news, Case 63 launches today on Spotify. The series features the voices of Academy and Emmy award-winning actor Julianne Moore and Golden Globe-winning actor Oscar Isaac. It follows a New York psychiatrist who begins treating a patient registered as Case 63 who claims to be from the year 2062. What begins as routine therapeutic lessons quickly turns into a story that threatens the boundaries of the possible and the real. From Fool and Scholar, Travis Vengroff and Caitlin Statz release a new kids and family musical podcast, The Boar Knight. A charming story about friendship, it's their first series in the kids and family space. Fool and Scholar's podcasts have won 52 Audioverse awards and have garnered more than 20 million downloads. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.